Yo, hello. I just woke up. It's 5 something. We're looking at stuff. We did not take a trade Friday. I want to take a trade today. I want to look at news. Let's just look at this in here. Doesn't look like we have news Monday. No news Tuesday. We have USD FOMC red. Can't trade Wednesday. Whole bunch of CPI. Can't trade Thursday. PPI red. PPI red. Can't trade Friday. We want to be profitable traders. As a result, we're not going to trade those 3 days. We're going to trade today. We're going to trade tomorrow, though. Just so we're on the same page. Okay. Why didn't we trade Friday? We had one orange FOMC folder. That's why. That being the case, we're going to go ahead and X out of that. We're on the hour for S&P. I'm going to clear all the drawings. We know price has moved much further down. We're going to stick with that notion that price wants to continue moving down. We are still in a downtrend per the daily. Cannot see because of you. Yay. As you can see, we made $1,000 last week. That was off of a profitable trade. However, I feel as though we didn't wait as long as we could have, because you could see this drop here, right? This was what just happened. I don't know why that was the thing. We took a trade here. Saw this leg down. Put our building blocks to it. Said, yep, this looks like a decent trade. Took it. From that, we made $1,000. We could have made a lot more off of this leg down here. Yeah. Of course, price took a tumble way further down. I think it's okay. Let's go ahead and mark out our building blocks right quick, just to get an idea as to where price wants to go. Right now, it's pretty much all over the place. And we're waiting for either this or this to get crossed at the moment. That's on NASDAQ. We have a bit of an S&P divergence. The S&P says we're going lower while the NASDAQ says we're going higher. We'll wait for market to give us what we want on that note. Right now, that is the only SMT divergence I'm seeing aside from this right here. This right here is saying we go up, saying we actually go way higher. So, this being the case, chances are it will continue up just because we have fair value gap here, fair value gap there. It'll probably accumulate, bump up, rally back down. We have an inverse fair value gap here, I believe. Yeah, this is an inverse fair value gap. Price continue lower, and that's pretty much what it did. From this, we had price come down, and another. This was a fair value gap that formed. Price continue lower, so I'm thinking what's going to happen is price might continue up into this right here, invert it, and rally much higher. Let's see what the daily's doing exactly. This is on the NASDAQ. Okay, so we did have leg down. This is what we saw last week, right? We took trade Thursday, right? Both of these Thursdays we made a profitable trade on. We saw price come up and then push back down. We missed out on some liquidity here. We didn't know where price wanted to go because it was consolidating for a while. And we did on Friday see a breakout of structure here. We swept this liquidity here because we closed below it on this candle here. I don't think we swept this. No, we swept it there because we had price continue much further. That's on the current candle. Price wants to continue lower. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. All the way over here. Boom. That's what I'm looking at. That is on the NASDAQ. We're going to go back down to the hour on here. From this one here. Let's leave that there. Let's make sure the daily is the same way on the S&P. Boom. We had that same leg down. We took a lot more trades on the S&P than we have the NASDAQ. From here, saw price continue much lower. Huge leg down. Mini retrace / consolidation here. We had a breaker block, failed retrace back to the upside per this break of structure here. As a result, price went lower. Swap that liquidity here, swap that liquidity here. The price wants to continue lower. Boom, boom, boom. We could probably even go all the way down here. Maybe even down here. Maybe down here. Looking at all that area of liquidity there. For the daily, we are in a downtrend. We were in an uptrend. We made a new low here. I think we are seeing a break of structure with this candle here, because we did close below this low here. We actually broke structure here because it was a lower high, and as a result, we're seeing price move much lower. breaker block was this right here, because we saw that low there. From that, price went lower. So right now it's just a matter of seeing exactly what's going to happen and where. I think what I want to do is I want to mark previous low outside of the sessions, which would have been right here. Price has a potential to sweep this liquidity here and rally higher. So we want to see what will happen off of this key level here. We also have a couple fair value gaps. This is an inverse fair value gap, so we're going to keep that separate. This right here is a respected fair value gap. Gosh. I literally just woke up. Because of the gap here. Boom. We have this here. So what are we looking for at the moment? We're looking for a sign of continuation. That'll present itself with this fair value gap here. It'll probably be an inverse one. When it's inverted as price is moving up, that's a sign of continuation. Price is going to continue moving up for this. Before we broke structure, it would have been before it was per this move up here, but we are currently in a move down. So I got a feeling it'll break structure temporarily just to resolve this imbalance, potentially even this imbalance here. It'll sweep a liquidity here, and then from there it'll fall back down. We're also going to mark this key level up here. That is the most recent high outside of the sessions. Up, down, high, boom, there. As a result, we have our key levels there, as well as our fair value gaps that are still valid on screen. What I think it'll do is it'll accumulate. So it'll bounce between this for a little while. What we're looking for specifically is a reaction off of the either closer below this, right? In which case we're going to see price continue on down, or above this, in which case price is going to continue up temporarily, potentially hitting this key level here. Once it hits this key level, I'm looking for a reaction off of it back to the downside. And we can see that through a wick, not a closure, once that's a thing, and it'll be a strong reaction back down. We can go ahead and throw our building blocks onto it and execute this trade. In the event we see what's happening right here, right? Our key level inside this fair value gap get hit a second time. We're looking for a strong reaction back to the downside. We're going to wait till 8 to consider looking for a trade. Just so we're on the same page. 9:50, all hands on deck, look for a trade. If we can't find a trade before 10:30, we're not taking a trade. Yeah, let's go ahead and head down to the 5-minute. Mark out 9:50, so we're on the same page. Boom. Boom. Good. That's good. I don't want to trade the NASDAQ. I understand what he meant when he said stick to one pair per his own boot camp, right? I do not want to be one of those poor saps that sit there and take a trade, fail it because I don't really understand what the pair is doing. I choose to master the S&P 500 first. Why? Because it has potential of actually building me up for success. And from that, we're going to pause the video and wait for time to pass so we can get the best trade possible off of this chart here. That being said, we'll be right back. Okay. I was away for 30 minutes. Looks like price does want to move and break out of this. We don't care about this anymore. I think, say we don't care about this, but I'm still going to do this right here. Price has the potential of moving even higher off of that. We have not broke structure because we haven't closed above this yet. However, we also did not close below this. And again, that's just general price range. We're not looking for a break of structure off of this. We are looking for a break of structure off of this right here, though. If it comes up above this, it'll close above it. And if it is, that'll be the break of structure we're looking for. At which case, we'll be looking for price to continue higher. If not, it'll be a wick and then strong reaction back down. I was away for 30 minutes, so let's see exactly if news has changed at all. I see no news on Monday. Not seeing any at all. I think we're good. I'm looking at this right here. It's a bunch of yellow and gray. Doesn't really affect news all that much. So I think Monday we're in the clear. Again, just so we're on the same page. That being the case, we're here now. We're going to be looking out for price action within this price range. If price wants to continue breaking higher, we'll just move this up and down until we get to where we want it to be. And yeah. Just so you guys are able to see it. We're on the same page. We're going to stop moving these levels when 8 opens. That's just the way it is. I don't think we care about this level anymore because it was moved past, which works for us. From this, we're just going to wait patiently. I think I need to work on identifying when price is moved past our key point before 8 o'clock. We're waiting for price to come back down and touch it again for the best entry and for continuation to occur. I need to work on finding the confluences after that, like as it's above, right? Because technically it's beyond this price range, right? We're looking for price to come back down into a discount, so that way when we do enter, if we do enter, or if we want to enter, we can go ahead and pretty much hop on the boat with price being at a discount. We identify the building blocks up to it first. We need to work on finding all of what we need into this for that entry. I don't think much else is going to happen today. I think what is going to happen is price is going to go down for the confluence. It's already been going down. I don't see any reason for it to go up. And that could change with the news. At every low, price has the opportunity to sweep that low and to continue going higher. We didn't sweep it, at least not yet. So we're looking at this downtrend. We're actually looking at the move before to see what exactly it's doing, because this is just one large leg down. And from that, we also have a fair value gap on the large time frame from here all the way down to there. What was this for gap? Was it inverting anything? No. It may have been filling this breaker block here. This failed retrace back down for it to push higher. This may have been filling the breaker block. Would make sense because we had a double breaker block here. Failed retrace higher, failed retrace higher. I think that's what I ought to look at. I might need to find a YouTube video that accurately details how best to go about a daily time frame price action strategy. So when I go for daily bias, it's not just daily bias I'm going after, it's actually the strategy per the daily. Because I'd like to see my ability of investing one day and coming out another with a huge amount of profit. And that's just me. That's my idea of, if I can't trade in the trend, then I'm going to trade the trend itself. And I understand that could be a lot more risky considering it's over days worth of time. I'm interested in finding out what I can do if that's a possibility. That's just me wanting to find out. With that being said, I think we're going to take a break. We're going to pause the video, continue to watch price action. We're going to go down to 1 hour, so we're on the same page. I'm going to go look up some YouTube videos, learn a little bit more about this, and then from there, we'll continue until we see a valid price. We can enter in that. I'm still waking up. A whole bunch of stretches, a whole bunch of yawns. I'm sorry. We'll be right back. Man. Hello. So we just got through watching some YouTube videos. I am a little more versed, a little more. I was thinking the whole time while watching, like, okay, I know if and when I start trading live account, right, it's going to be very, 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 very small account size, and I need to be ready to take a loss. I need to be ready to actually make a profit, and I need to know what to risk and how to risk it, so that way in the long run I'm making the amount of money I am, and I'm able to actually have a successful career when doing day trading. And in the middle of watching all of it, I went and discovered some other methods to day trading, specifically on very small account sizes, because I'm not pulling any money at the moment and I won't be for a while. So this is kind of my attempt at, with a small account size, to bring that money to the table and have it good to go. I'm using the app TradeLocker again, as well as TradingView, to determine what I'm going to do. While I was watching YouTube videos, I noticed we had a liquidity sweep here. What we're waiting on at the moment is a break of structure, and we are opened on the 8 o'clock, so I can go ahead and scooch on down to the 5-minute, because we did have our key level hit twice. Once and then immediately after. We also had this right here, completely closed in. I don't think we closed above it. There's a break on both the app and TradingView, so I'm assuming we respected this. It's gotta breathe. What I think is gonna happen. I think we're going to have a retrace. It'll be a small retrace up, boom. It might clear up into this right here. But I also think price is going to continue moving down because I don't see, this is a straight wall down. Right? This is within trend too. Like this says up, but if we look at the daily, pretty sure it's just down. Actually, this is the daily. What am I high on? I'm sorry. This is more accurate. We are in a constant uptrend. We just broke structure to the downside here. I think what we're looking for is the mini retrace back up. But then again, price could continue moving down. This has been a large, like last week, price just tanked. So, yeah, I believe this, because this is for the week, right? 1, 2, 3 weeks now. I believe we're entering our final week for the month to get decent trades, right? I think what I'm going to do is this weekend, maybe next weekend, depending on where the month falls, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look at some of the YouTube videos I've put up. But on the YouTube videos I've posted that have showed me taking trades, I'm going to list in the description at the bottom of the description the exact amount that I won or lost depending on that trade specific in the video. And at the end of the month, when I do a final video reviewing said month, I'm going to post each date, right? I took a trade as well as the amount, and then per the month, right? And it'll have from X to X dash amount. It'll have the total of either profit or loss that I accrued during that time span. Our goal is to be 3 months profitable, and I now know the minimum threshold to realistically say I am confident in trading. I have enough experience to be profitable regardless of what the market's doing. That is stating that with the knowing that I am going to lose some trades, but that is, again, a perspective point just to look at and know that I could lose, but we're here to win. Going back to this though, we are in a downtrend for the overall time frame. We're actually in an uptrend. We broke structure on this candle right here. Like all of this broke structure. We are currently going in the downtrend, shows the end of the uptrend. So what I think is going to happen, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't have news today, which is phenomenal. It's like really good for us. We wanted no news to begin with. For the past couple of days, for the past several, like 4 or 5 weeks, we've been in a downtrend. We were in an uptrend for a while. We did break structure on that. I think price is going to continue lower. And it might just hit this low here. It might just hit this low here. It might even hit this low here, if I had to guess. I could be wrong and have to actually go with these lows here in this move up specifically. With that being the case, let's just identify stuff because I want to identify stuff. We're currently at 8 o'clock market open. It is currently 8:30 for the app. Let me see what's going on here. Unload, do its thing. Per the app, we're still on this. It looks like price is coming back down. This right here is not a key level. These two are. We are looking at a liquidity sweep on the upside, which says reversal. Price is going to continue moving down, right? We wanted this We thought this was a liquidity sweep, but it didn't close above that. This right here did though. So this is what I'm counting as a liquidity sweep. From here, on this candle here, we'd be moving down to the 5-minute, looking for a break of structure and S&T or inverse for value gap. Let's just go ahead and do that. See if we can find one, because why not? Right? We had liquidity sweep here. We're looking for a break of structure. That would have been on this candle here. We created a new low, right? And then we had an official break of structure here, lower high. Prices continuing back down. From this, we'd be looking for, on the 5-minute, again, continuation, confluence, either a fair value gap, breaker block, order block, or an equilibrium. Equilibrium would have fallen between this one here and this one here. Boom. Gold. This is equilibrium. It would have needed to fall back down into this to continue higher. However, we're treating this as the sign of reversal, which means price is going to continue much lower. We'd be looking for price to come right here. We'd press sell and continue down, but we're not going to do that just yet because we're looking for, guess what, a fair value gap, which I believe we got on this candle closure here. Right? We have another 2 minutes 42 seconds for that to do a thing. Let's go ahead and actually look at this on the app. Make sure everything is right where we want it to be. Go away so I can actually see stuff. Good. Okay. So I see this leg down here. We have a leg up here. This leg up. And this is also a green candle here. Price went way high there. Still a break of structure. Didn't close above this recent high. Actually, we would have had this right here as official break of structure. And then because lower high, lower low, boom, break of structure. And then from here, we had a mini retrace. I believe this would have been a breaker block. It wasn't enough to continue to move higher. As a result, price is going to move lower. And it does in fact do that on this candle here. We have fair value gap on that. We have a mini retrace up on this candle here. Price continues lower here. It doesn't create any fair value gap, doesn't come up into this fair value gap here. We're looking at another candle, not this one here. We're at this one right here, right? It's a move up, but it's not cleared above this. It doesn't wick past this. This is still a valid fair value gap as far as I'm concerned. I think we're in the clear with calling this a breaker block. I believe this would have actually been an order block because we had a low here and this swept past the low. Yeah, this is a valid sweep past the low, so this is an order block, not a breaker block. With that being the case, off of that, we're looking for a 1 minute confirmation that price is break of structuring or inverse fair value gap. We have a fair value gap here, so we're waiting for price to either come up into this and clear it, at which point we know price is going to continue further down, or it'll break structure, meaning it'll create a new high, and it'll also create a new low, and it'll continue moving higher. That's currently what we're doing. Do I think we've identified each of these confluences in a confident, safe manner? I think we have. I also think that we went a little fast. I think we did. Because realistically speaking, I shouldn't be looking for a trade until 9:50. But at the same time, I'm looking between market open and, of course, 9:50. I'm looking for all the confluences to be hit the way we want them to. Again, though, this is working off of London session high and calling that a liquidity sweep when realistically speaking, even on the 5 minute, we didn't really hit it. What I want to do is I want to wait patiently. I am going to wait patiently. I'm not going to press buy, sell. I'm not going to do anything. What I'm going to do is look at the confluences before either of these get hit on this time frame. And I'm going to work from this knowing that price could change at any moment. because I feel as though once we have, I say this is a feeling, yes. Yes, I'm accurately saying that. I think price is going to come back up, sweep this. We'll have a confirmed sweep. It'll come up, back down, boom, sweep, and from there continue lower. Yeah, we haven't really done much anywhere else. And of course, this is one giant leg down. I believe we are accumulating in this, and this has been respected so far. This gap is very annoying to look at. Very, very annoying, because I can't get a representation of what the heck actually happened here, aside from price went all the way down to here from nothing here. Like, it just skipped all this, opened, and then closed. Understand how that could skew my understanding of the market. Yeah, I can, yeah, I am looking at it. I understand it. Okay, per that fair value gap that was formed, it looks like we're about to get an inverse fair value gap and a break of structure off the same candle. Actually, we might actually just have a inverse fair value gap, and I'm talking about, let's go ahead and make that apparent, because this is a 10-minute delay, right? So we've already formed this candle here. Actually, I'm wrong. Yeah, we formed this one, and we're currently forming this one. So this one right here is going to be a red line all the way down. This one is going to be a green line all the way back up to where this opened roughly, just a little higher. And then our next candle, this one here, is going to be another green candle. This is the one I'm looking at form and potentially clearing the fair value gap we determined we had right here. Yeah, I want to wait patiently. Price is going to continue moving back down, but before it can continue moving back down, we want to see it come back up, test this level, sweep liquidity off of this node here. Once that becomes a thing, we will be looking to execute the trade needed, wanted, preferred, right? We want to see it wick past this and then continue moving further down. Right now it is within discount. We could press sell if we wanted to here, but I also want to see it come back up. This will confirm that, yes, price is going to continue much further down. However, at the same time, if it continues down into this and then much lower and hits this here, our entire thing changes, because we're now looking for the opposite downside here. We're looking for a liquidity sweep on the bottom, which would actually line up with price moving higher in a retrace, which is what I thought was going to happen based on the movement on the daily. Because right now, per this whole move, this whole thing right here on the daily, this whole move is like 3 red candles, right? And in between this and this is just one giant red candle. And market needs to breathe. It hasn't breathed in the daily time frame yet. So what I think is going to happen is we might actually be looking at a potential reversal for a retrace, even though we haven't hit this low, right? I am strongly thinking, per the daily, I'm being aware of it, that price can continue upward. Per the retrace, it needs to actually breathe, because right now we are like kind of consolidating, we're kind of retracing because we have that there. And we do have a higher low here. Yeah. So right now we're waiting for it to make a low, continue higher. And I think what is going to happen is it's going to hit this. It'll continue lower. We could press sell up here. It'll continue lower, right? And then we can buy here, wait for it to go higher, sell, boom, rinse and repeat. What kind of trader do I want to be? Why am I mentioning this now? I've spent so much time trying to perfect this strategy, learn the market, and actually get good at doing this. I honestly don't know. Holy crap. On the app. On the app specifically. Remember that candle I was talking about a second ago? You remember what I was talking about, right? Yeah, I think you do. You might remember. I could be wrong. We have this candle here, red. This candle here, green, closes just above that, right? And then we have, guess what? Huge green candle going up. Inversing this fair value gap here. Boom, price is continuing higher. I think we're going to see a sweep of liquidity to the upside. It's starting to look like that actually on the app itself. We have a confirmed order block right here. Sweep of this. Once it sweeps this, I'm convinced it'll probably continue back down, but we are going to redo all our building blocks off of the sweep here. So that way we have the best entry possible for today. There is no news. There is no news. Actually, let's recheck that again. I know we've checked it once, we've checked it twice. Here's 3 times. You should be able to see that across. Yeah, you can. There is no news Monday. I'm not seeing any news. Hello. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have no trades occurring Tuesday because of FOMC. We have no trades Thursday because of all the CPI. And we have no trades Friday because PPI. Staying away from all 3 of those days. We're taking a trade Monday. We're taking a trade Tuesday. We're calling it a week. That's legit how it is. Yeah, you can expect videos posted from me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to be working on videos to be streamed, or not streamed, posted all of next week as well. I'm not going to take a break like I have been this week, Monday, and of course Friday. I believe I didn't post Thursday as well on this channel. I'm sorry. That was legit me working through stuff and actually working. I've been working a lot. So, from that, it's just a matter of waiting. And of course, not doing this. I don't want to go anywhere near any of this. This is all red too. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is terrible trading. That being the case, let's see what price does. We had a huge candle move up, and then now we have a candle moving down. Price went all the way up to like there-ish, like right in here. And we'll see that here in a second on the chart. Let's go ahead and hit our 1 hour, actually right quick. Make sure price is actually hitting where we want it to, because we want price to hit where we need it to before we actually consider taking a trade. This is a mini retrace back down. We had a huge leg up for the hour, right? This right here is a leg back down. Okay, no biggie. Do we break structure? We do have technically right now an uptrend, though this is higher low, or higher high, higher low, higher high. Now we're waiting on the low to form. Once the low is through forming, we're looking for a continuation up because we're trading within the trend. I think with trend is going to be going down, right? So we're looking for, again, that sweep. Once that sweep occurs, we're pressing sell, right? And watching it barrel back down. That being the case, yeah. We're going to press pause on the video. It looks like we are sweeping liquidity on the hour. We have a third candle being formed, and it is moving up. It's actually this candle right here. For the app, it's currently like up there. 1, 2, 3 in order. Boom. 1, 2, 3 in order. Yeah, we're going to pause video. We're going to wait for that key level to get hit, and then we'll go ahead and pause, and from there we'll discuss building blocks and get that underway. Be right back. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Hi, yes, we're in the light now. A lot has changed. Sorry for the change in atmosphere. I'm looking at the chart as we see. I've just got through working on some projects, so I needed a light. Oops, I guess. Don't care. Either way. There was no news. There is no news. I'm looking at this site right now. Look, you could see me looking at the site. You see me looking at the site. Boom. You see this? There's no news here. I'm looking at a bunch of this stuff. We got 2 orange folders, but it's not for us. I'm not seeing anything that's related to what I have under my filters here. My filters are active, so I don't know what the heck's happening. With that being the case, I'm going to close out of this because we don't need it. We had a huge movement in price. We had a small block, and then it all of a sudden just tanked right there. What I do know is that this is a super strong draw on liquidity. That's like, I know this is liquidity, is what this is. Which means I can honestly, I think, expect price to hit this for a legit confirmed liquidity sweep. From this, it's a matter of, actually, we did sweep this liquidity right here on this candle. This was liquidity sweep. We have breaker block, which is a lack of sell orders in the market. I believe that's what this is right here. I do know that this is a super strong draw on liquidity. That price is going to be revisiting this level here soon to confirm. What I have suspicious, very, very interesting feeling that's going to happen is I'm right in the fact that we are going to be seeing a retrace back up. It'll probably clear this here. And from this retrace up, we'll probably get, I don't know, we'll get something from it. We're going to be looking specifically at specific key levels to get hit. We're going to be looking for reactions off of stuff too, because this should have a serious reaction. It should be up into this, and I get a suspicion, I get a feeling, holy crap, yeah, that got a strong reaction. We crossed into this right here, above this key level. I'm looking at it on this app specifically. So we got that. From here, we go down to 5 minutes. We look for a break of structure, inverse for value gap. Boom. Here, this candle is about to go way up. It actually goes into this right here for the 1 hour. Might actually clear up into that. It doesn't. It goes like right in there. From this level, it's just a matter of figuring out the breaker structure, and because we now know this will have been swept, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the break of structure for this right here, right? That break of structure or inverse for value gap or the S&T divergence, we're going to have a serious move here in a second. I'm just looking for it. Boom. Let's go ahead and just... Boom. We had an inverse for value gap right here. This says price is going to continue in the direction it's headed. Right now, I'm seeing an uptrend, so up. From this, we're looking for a fair value gap to form, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. I imagine it's going to be a fair value gap because, again, I'm looking at the 1 hour, and that is a huge difference. We swept liquidity here. We swept this going down, so price is going to rally even higher, and that's essentially what it did. From this motion onward, looks like it's going to continue much, much higher. So we are in line to get a buy order. What am I looking for specifically? I'm looking for a fair value gap, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. I think we're going to see it actually. Comment section, why does that right there happen? Can we get that to get fixed? It's a little annoying. That's a little better. You can see that giant leg up there. Huge leg up. That would be our fair value gap on that note there. Our breaker block is going to be these two here. From here, we're looking for on the 1 minute break of structure or an inverse for value gap, that price is going to continue moving down per the liquidity sweep we saw right here. We got a liquidity sweep, breaker block, or actually this would be the order block that causes the liquidity sweep here because it shoots up way high. And we're on to the next candle. It did in fact close way above this here. So what I'm looking for now, because we got liquidity sweep as well as a fair value gap. From that, we're looking for break of structure. But he's moving around a basket. Sounds like. No, he's moving around a lid to a basket. Lines up with bias. This would have been a key level had we had actually zoomed into the 5 minute. I need to do that from here on. Go to the 5 minute, look for the lowest point in the session, so that way it's not hidden behind an hour-long block. We got a fair value gap on the 5 minute. I'm looking at it right now. Per this, we think it's going to continue in an uptrend because we did sweep liquidity on the downside, so it's going to go up. From here, we're looking for a break of structure or an inverse for value gap, and it's stupid hard to tell whether or not this is an inverse or a break of structure because of the stupid gaps between the candles. This is annoying. Go away. I'd like to be able to see this without the hindrance of a gap. It's annoying. We're just waiting on that break of structure is all. That's what a gap does. That doesn't make any sense to me. I know you guys can see that too. It opened higher than the most previous low. That doesn't make sense at all. Which means I have to do this. Boom, boom, boom. See if that refreshes it. It did. Good. This is 10 minutes behind. Reset down low. I see a huge leg up. I see a break of structure. We have a lower high and a lower low. I think it's going to continue. I'm pressing buy because we have a break of structure. That price is going to move higher. Confirmed the inverse value gap. It is going to move higher from there. We're pressing buy to go in on a long. We know it's not going to last long though because, yeah, that makes sense. It's going to go down before it continues back up, and that's completely fine. We're going to press X on this. We pressed buy. There you go. From here, we're going to take this up to the 5 minute. Boom. Yeah, I know price went that high. We're going to put our stop loss way to flip down here. Just under that low there, modify. And then we're going to take our take profit, and we're going to bring it all the way up there. Boom. From here. Gold. And again, this is a retrace. Looking to take profit right into... I could take profit here. I could take profit here. I could take profit here. I could take profit there. I could take profit here. And of course, I could take profit right in there. Actually, no, I can't because that is not high. I can take it right here, though. Boom. And of course, the highest of the two, boom, it's right there. So I think price is going to go all the way up there? No. But it is a potential. So from there, we're going to simply wait for it to occur the way we want it to. We're going to go back down to the 1 minute. Boom. We're going to see exactly where we entered here in a second because, yeah. Boom, boom. Are we within trend? Yes. We are currently in a downtrend, and we knew from the daily that price was, in fact, going to continue moving much higher. And from that, we know to expect that. Boom, back up. We missed a key level that we could have marked early on. We did not mark that key level, and as a result, we missed out on the identification of the liquidity sweep after market open. And I know to go down to the 5 minute before market opens in order to find exactly where we need to be on each of the session highs and lows, so as to identify liquidity sweep after the 8 o'clock market open for New York Stock Exchange. At that point, it's just a matter of hunting down on the hourly when a key level is hit, because if that had been established beforehand, we would have had a key level that was hit, and from that, we would have been able to identify it much sooner. Luckily, we recognized our mistake that much quicker, and from it, we recuperated. As a result, I also understand that we are in a downtrend. Might be one of the quickest trades I actually take. It could also be one of the longest trades I take. Looking at the 1 minute, and we are in the green. The idea is correct. However, I think I need to be modest with what I have because I'm looking at price going up. Hi, what you doing? I'm going to take this trade. I'm going to close position. Boom. What? So why did we lose that? Hmm?
No, no touch. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
Huh? Got me confused, comment section. Got me confused. Should we re-enter? That'd be a bad idea. Why was I going to take that position? Why was I going to close it right there? Well, it made sense. I wanted to be modest with what I had, which was up here, right? I know my mistake when I closed it now is because this is displaying candles all the way down here. We technically lost $3,000 on that trade because I decided, okay, let's leave at here. When in actuality, this is delayed information. And as a result, we have 10 candles worth of data that's not here. So in reality, we exited way down here. That's one. Two, it's fairly simple. My intended purpose was to take this trade and to wait for a sell position to appear. Because in reality, we swept liquidity on a high time frame. We swept this high. It closed above it, actually. We swept it. And this would have been the candle we needed to confirm that, yes, price is going to, in fact, continue much, much lower. Do I think price is going to continue higher? Do I want to take? I want to take a second trade because I should not have lost that. I should have been nada aware. I was staring at the app the entire time, thinking, "Oh yes, this makes sense. Let's go ahead and just sell here." Nope, that didn't work. So we swept liquidity on that note. Price is barreling back down from this high, back down to this low. This was the first indication that, yes, price is going to have strong drawn liquidity down here. For it to go all the way up here, this is sweeping previous high to fill orders on the sell side. They're using their buy orders to fill their sell orders to push price even lower. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go in on the sell position immediately after, like as soon as this candle gets through closing, which is in 38 minutes, realistically speaking. That's an inverse for value gap on the 5 minute. From this back down, this has just been inverted. You have a small leg back up. So if that were to be treated as a sweep, inverse for value gap, we'd be waiting for a fair value gap, breaker block, or order block. This order block caused this liquidity sweep. I believe what's forming right now is a breaker block that's forming. And just so we're on the same page, price is not within equilibrium. How dumb is this? There was no news today. Good thing I'm learning this in the paper view. Paper trading. I believe we found a breaker block. So what I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at this exact same thing, right? We have an inverse for value gap here. We know this is a liquidity sweep on the higher time frame. We're looking at this right here. This is turned into a red candle. This next one is turned into a green candle going up with a large wick. That I'm considering an order block. Not order block, breaker block. Sorry. From that, I'm looking at another red candle here that's going much further down. I think we can press sell. Why? Because I'm looking at it going much further down. And that would, if it closes below this, be the breakup structure or a confirmed inverse for value gap on the 1 minute. let's just go ahead and see, because if that is the breaker block we're looking at, then I can move on down to the 1 minute from this breaker block here. Move on down, closure below this, inversing this fair value gap, price is going lower. Except that doesn't make sense because it hit our key level on the downside, so it would continue much higher. It did. It's now retracing. We should have had that trade. We identified all the building blocks right up to it. I think it was a good trade had we have taken it on this and not trading view. What do you think I should do next time? Comment section. Because I did the chart work. It was okay. But I think I should be buying and selling on this now instead of trading view. Yeah, you can see where we were. Right there. See how we lost that trade, to be honest. Because we were down here. We entered off of this. Well, let's see what we can do if we try and trade again, except this time we're going to... There we go. Entrance, exit, right there. On my... You could see it on the trading view as I did it. We entered as this candle was forming right here. For the app, it'd be right here. And this right here is apparently where we exited on the app. Well, on the trading view, but current time app. So let's see what exactly happens. I think I just saw price go below this right here. I can't tell because of the... You take a look at this. You tell me what that looks like. It looks like price went lower, doesn't it? It makes the most sense to me. That'd be the break of structure we need on the 1 minute. It did. Actually, in 5 seconds. We closed below and had an inverse for value gap. Should we press buy again and assume it's going to go higher? Or should we press sell, thinking it'll go lower? Working off of the current building blocks, price was going to go higher. But seeing as this right here is on a high time frame liquidity sweep, all our building blocks are aligned. We have inverse for value gap here. We have breaker block here. And then we also have inverse for value gap there. Down. And I am seeing a strong reaction off of it to the upside. It's actually going up from this liquidity sweep down. So, should we work with what we had before? I know the smart thing to do is absolutely nothing. We'd still have tomorrow. We could try and take a trade off of. We got a liquidity sweep, a small time frame liquidity sweep here. This candle, this wick right here, goes up above this. Barrels on down. Goes below, dips a little bit, comes up, boom. I'm now seeing a move up. There is no news today. Absolutely none. I think the take profit and stop loss were excessive. The margin was okay. We had a literal 1 to 1.5. However, that also put us at risk. A lot more risk than I thought it was going to be. More than I was willing to take. That was a terrible decision of me to press buy and then sell, making 2 mistakes at the same time. Huge leg going up. Nowhere near as strong a reaction as this right here. Seems we're resuming the downtrend. I kind of want to press sell. We have our building blocks. On the 1 hour, we had key level hit. I think this is actually fairly good. Price went all up there, but we hit key level. So price should be continuing to move back down. For the 5 minute, we moved to boom. We're looking for the inverse value gap. We have it here. It closed below on this, right? Boom. Again, on the 5 minute, we're looking for fair value gap, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. We got a breaker block here. Lack of buy power. As a result, we move down to the 1 minute. Boom. What are we looking for? Inverse for value gap or break of structure. We have not had a break of structure, but we haven't had a break of inverse for value gap. So that's what we're waiting on for this move down. And I think we get it on this move, on this leg right here. This would have been the break of structure on the bottom of this move. This goes up, way further down, hits that, and from there we are resuming downtrend back down. When that occurs, we're looking to press sell. Hello, what's up?
Nothing. I just got notified.
Okay. I think we have our breakup structure now. For this app, for the app I'm using, right? That's currently what I'm looking at. Go ahead and pause if you want. It's okay. Yada yada. Boom. Okay, cool. So I'm looking at this here on the 1 minute. Boom. Just so we're on the same page. We have up, down. This made a higher high. Boom. This right here. I thought this, it looked like it did. It didn't close below this low on this candle here. As a result, we see price moving higher. It didn't? I think it did. And that's what we're seeing is price moving higher as a result. This is a couple candles behind. This is exactly 10 candles behind. Sorry. This right here is what I'm thinking is a break of structure. Because we had a lower high and then a higher low immediately after. As a result, it went much higher. We've actually entered the zone where we lost that amount right there. Hopefully it actually displays it correctly on this, because I'd like to see it actually work the way it's supposed to. Am I about to take another trade? I'm going to try to. My de-risking has kind of fell through. I messed up. I made a dum-dum move, dum-dum mistake. This is less revenge trading. This is more me looking at what is happening to the market and more accurately identifying what is going to happen from what I have in the market. And in an attempt to make money back, not make the same mistake I did the first time. That was a respected fair value gap. This is going to go all the way up, but it's going to respect the fair value gap that stops like right about there. Because this right here, we determined was a breaker block, right? Lack of buying power. So price continued lower. Sure enough, that's what it did. It swept this liquidity here. It closed below it, making a new low. So we had a break of structure off this inverse fair value gap. We could have entered here. But what I want to do is I want to wait for it to come back up and test this level here. And it did. It does. This price, this movement right here goes all the way up, tests this, goes higher, goes up to about right there. I'm looking at it consolidating now. I think price is going to come back down. I think if we wanted to, at this point in time, we could probably press sell and watch it collapse in on itself. Again, now we're waiting on two things. Price to move up to test this for a second time, sweep the liquidity potentially, and then watch it drop. We're also waiting for it to just drop. Break this structure right here, us to enter, and then boom. Watch it go down with trend. And per the day, now that we're talking about it, this is the retrace that we're looking at right here. Boom. Leg down, retrace. I imagine price is going to go much higher tomorrow. Its price range is going to go much higher because that is a super strong draw on liquidity right there. It closed some of this fair value gap. So from there, yeah. per the fair value gap on the, was it the 30-minute that we did this on? It was a fair value gap on the hour. It is no longer a fair value gap because it was respected, which means price is going to continue in the trend it is, which means down. And that this, what we're trading in, is a mini retrace. Yeah, we can see this come up and in. Boom. Closes above these two closures. It'll actually close above this high here, creating a new high. We'll see price continue to rally up. I kind of want to press buy on this because this is where we lost our amount. We'd be re-entering in for the same and then watching it climb even higher. Because again, this is a retrace and it is expected that price is going to move much, much higher. Should we do that? Comment section. This is a learning experience. This is me attempting a second trade to lessen the loss of the first. This is me actively learning this because I'd like to know and learn. So I look like the same way I was a second ago? Hmm? Do I? We just watched it. Watch this price right here clear this breaker block. It filled it. That was such a good trade. Entering a bit of consolidation. Hmm. I think I'm good. I'm good with the loss. I'm not recognizing any way of me making this a lesser blow. I understand what I did wrong, and I know not to do it again next time. I also think next time I'm going to be looking for a smaller pair to trade. That is such a bad idea, but hear me out. My account size, realistically speaking, is not this. It is not this big right here. Nowhere near close. So I can't risk losing this much. Nowhere near close to that. The strategy I'm applying to the charts works with a large account size. I could take many losses. I could take many wins. I could do whatever. My current account size is too small to be doing this. So, tomorrow, I am going to record a video, and actually, I'll do another trade on this with this account size, with everything about it, right? Except instead of taking the trade on TradingView, I'm going to take it on Trade Locker. And after that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be looking into finding another pair, one pair. What I'm going to do is apply the strategy I've learned onto that pair's chart on TradingView. And what I'm going to do is my best to identify everything I need, and from there take a trade on it. Not with real money, but with a relative to my current account size. So I know what to expect when I go in to take a trade while on that pair. And in the end, I can actually grow the account size to a point where I can make trades based on this kind of account size. This is my goal, is to go from my current to this. I understand that's going to take a lot more time and learning. Price is actually tanking now. It heard me. It said, I hear you taking responsibility for your actions. Allow me to reward you with the confidence you need. Your idea was right the second time. I am going to continue lower. I'm not buying, I'm not selling, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to let this actually play out. I'm going to let you guys watch that just all the way down. But to take into consideration for myself next time, I am 1000% going to be much more cautious on what the market has to offer. So I'm not entering late and exiting early. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. It sucked losing this amount, but I have learned from my mistake. I'm okay with it. It's only $3 grand. It's only $3,000. I think that's okay. It's got 10 candles. You could see it forming now. This right here is actually going to go down, little retrace, and then a huge, like 3 candles are going to go below this right here. Would this be equilibrium? Actually, it's about to be. I could press sell now. No, I can't because it's all the way down here, but you get the point. Not going to. I'm just going to let it play out. You'll see it. I'm going to make this quicker. 1 second. I find it funny how I can time things away from trading, come back to, it'd be fine. Like I could watch it. Like this is the leg down I was talking about. It consolidates for a second, and then you're gonna see one large red wick or candle, not wick, just candle straight down, and it'll go as low as this. Then it'll consolidate. I don't know if it'll go lower or not, but yeah, that's essentially what'll happen. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's going all the way down. But yeah, going back on what I was saying before, I'm happy. I'm happy with the trade I took. I understood, and I went down each and every single building block. I identified what price was going to do per this chart, and sure enough, it did that. Unfortunately, because I'm working on a software that has delayed data, and I don't have the money to purchase a data pack, I'm working off of not only this, what you see before you, but the app as well. Oh, you're adorable. You about to go outside, have some fun in some rain?
Say not yet, but had to show you our hat.
I need your help in a second. Yeah, it's going. I've already failed this trade. Like
That's trade? I thought you were
I am. I'm recording and trading. It's okay. It don't matter. This right here though, like I done messed up. So yeah. I'm wanting to fix my controller. This one right here.
Mhm.
I found you click the stick in and it acts like it's pressing every other button on the controller at the same time.
So it's got a cross.
Yeah.
Something's crossing it.
I took it apart. I cleaned it as best I can. I kind of want to give up on it, but at the same time, I also want to take it to someone who can diagnose it. What? What? See, I look so handsome. What? You do look handsome. I found a place. That repairs and diagnoses the controllers, so we know exactly what to buy and replace it with. I just need to bring it to them. Across from Lakeshore. Yeah, they're not. They close at 7 if we want to go today. Yep. That'll be it for today's video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.